Alright, so this is the iPhone 8 Plus, and although it looks very similar from the outside, a lot has changed from the inside. So are these internal changes worth an upgrade? Let's find out. This time I'm not gonna start with an unboxing since you've probably seen a lot of those already, so let's get straight to the phone. For most part, the design is same as the iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus, which was similar to the iPhone 6 and the 6s. But we do have some new material choices now, so the back panel is now full glass instead of being aluminium. Something similar to the iPhone 4 and the 4s. Now the glass back actually looks a lot more premium in my opinion. And with the glass back, we finally have wireless charging to the iPhone, which isn't something new, but since Apple also adopted wireless charging, it'll become a lot more common. So a lot more cars, fast food places, restaurants and all that will start offering charging pads in the coming years. Now besides just looking good, the glass back is a little more grippy than the full aluminium body. The only drawback, now if you accidentally drop your phone, there's two places that can likely be cracked, so just like the iPhone 4 and the 4s. But over the years, the glass on this thing should be a lot more durable than it was on the iPhone 4, but still the glass can only withstand a certain amount of force, and replacement, well, that won't be cheap or easy. And after an expensive repair, your phone most likely won't be water resistant, so your best bet is to take care of it in the first place. But other than that, it looks pretty nice. The LED light is also behind the glass now, so that's one less place for water to get in. I've also noticed the darker color shows a little more fingerprints, so I highly recommend a lighter color. And gold is by far the best color they have in my opinion. Looking at the front, you probably won't be able to differentiate an iPhone 8, an iPhone 7 or even an iPhone 6 or the 6s. We still have the same screen size and a 1080p display with the addition of True Tone, which is able to adjust your white balance according to your environment. Everything else remains pretty much the same. No headphone jack, which probably isn't coming back anyways, but yeah, let's start with the insides. So the iPhone 8 is running on an A11 Bionic chip, which has some crazy performance. Everything feels very quick and snappy, applications load almost instantly, and for high graphic games or heavy apps, they all run buttery smooth. Now if you're coming from an iPhone 7, the speeds are noticeably faster, but if you're coming from anything older, the speed itself is a big factor to upgrade. I've personally used an iPhone 6s Plus as my daily driver before this thing, and coming to this thing, everything is fast. Like the fingerprint scanner is almost instant. I'm literally pressing the button and moving it off the scanner as fast as I can, but it's able to recognize the fingerprint almost instantly. So everything processes very fast. Playing high intensity games, everything works very smooth. Graphics are on point, everything looks good. I honestly have no complaints here. Virtual reality is also something this thing does really good at. AR games also perform very good and quite accurate. In fact, you won't even feel it's virtual reality. That's how good it is depending on your environment. And while processing all this, the processor isn't even pushing its limit. In fact, I was recording my screen and playing the game at the same time and the phone was barely warm. So the level of power this thing has, it will definitely last you years without you feeling a need to upgrade. Now moving on, powering everything up is a 2691 mAh battery for the Plus model and 1821 mAh battery for the regular model. Now battery life is something that really makes a difference. If the battery life is just barely serving you, it's gonna get worse over time. But I'm happy to say the iPhone 8 Plus has a very good battery life, especially coming from an iPhone 6s Plus as my daily driver. Doing a mixture of everything from playing games, recording videos, surfing on social media, the battery easily lives throughout the day. This is a huge advantage for someone coming from an older device who constantly needs to charge their phone or carry a power bank. So upgrading to the iPhone 8 eliminates all of that. Moving to the camera side, we have dual 12 megapixel cameras for the Plus model and a single 12 megapixel camera for the regular model. Now speaking in terms of performance of the camera sensor and the processor combined, it's amazing what you can get out of a device this small. And instead of me telling you what the camera quality is like, I'll rather show you the results. Alright guys, the audio you're hearing and the video you're watching is from the iPhone 8 Plus recording at 4K 30 frames per second downscaled to 1080p. Now this thing is capable of recording at 4K 60 frames per second maxed out and a slow motion of 240 frames per second at 1080p. And that's just for videos. Pictures also look really good, a lot of detail and great colors, so overall you can get really good pictures from this device. Alright, so that was the camera. Other than that, this thing is also IP67 water and dust resistant. The speakers sound a lot better than the iPhone 7. It has a lot more punch to it and a lot more bass even at high volume. And I've noticed with the iPhone 8 especially, audio and sound effects when playing games, you kind of get the surround sound experience, and I think the phone does some processing and differentiate the audio that goes to the top speaker and the audio that goes to the bottom speaker. So if I cover up one of the speakers, I feel the sound effect is kind of incomplete. So I feel like it does something there, and overall when the sound from both speakers gets together, it creates this full audio and overall gives a really nice sound experience. The fingerprint scanner, I covered that already. It's lightning fast, and with proper accessories, this thing is capable of fast charging. And it's sad Apple doesn't include all of this right out of the box. These are things you have to pay extra for. But with this year of smartphone, the base storage is now 64 GB, which is a huge advantage for most users switching from 32 or even 16 GB. Now, these were all the pros, but the iPhone X is just around the corner, or it's probably here by the time you're watching this video. And it's clear the iPhone X has a better display, and overall, Apple's trying to push the iPhone X a lot more. But that thing is $300 extra, and that's a lot of money. So should you buy the iPhone 8 or the iPhone X, or just stick to your current smartphone? Well, in my opinion, if you have anything older than the iPhone 6, you should definitely consider upgrading. For iPhone 6s and 7 users, you can get away with it, but for anything older, you'll really appreciate the speed and the performance. Now, should you go for the iPhone 8 or the iPhone X? That totally depends on your budget. The iPhone X is definitely the direction most upcoming smartphones would go, but Apple made that thing very expensive for most people. So if you don't have that kind of a budget, go for the iPhone 8. It'll give you the same speeds and performance, and as a bonus, you'll still have a fingerprint scanner. The only pro to the iPhone X is the display, so unless you really want the display or don't have to stretch your pocket too much, there's no reason to go for the iPhone X. In a few years, as upcoming models of the iPhone X or the iPhone 10 will get a lot better. So it'll be a little more common, and used devices would be a lot more affordable, and that will be the right time for most people to get an iPhone X. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below, and subscribe to Royal Tech if you haven't already, and as always, thanks for watching.